The Queensland opposition calls for a crackdown on youth offenders after a mother is killed defending her home from intruders. Three young children survive for 2 days after their parents are killed in a car crash in WA. Tougher rules for travellers from China as the country announces the reopening of its borders. And Comanche claims line honours in the Sydney to Hobart for the fourth time.
We'd set out to obviously do whatever we could to stay clear and clean, and I think we did a good job of that.
Hello and welcome to ABC News. I'm Lara Holmes. The murder of a Queensland mother in a violent home invasion on Boxing Day has prompted calls from the state opposition for a crackdown on repeat youth offenders. Two 17-year-olds were charged yesterday. Reporter Elizabeth Cramsey has more from North Lakes, north of Brisbane.
Well, we know that
Three young children have been rescued from the wreckage of a car crash that killed their parents on Christmas Day in Western Australia. Reporter Rebecca Trigger has more from Condina in the state's eastern wheatbelt region.
Here in Condina, locals were shocked to discover that not only had there been a double fatality, but also
a man has been shot dead overnight at Head and Greta near Cessnock in the New South Wales Hunter region. Reporter Kelly Johnson has more.
Investigations are continuing.
Flooding is continuing along the River Murray in South Australia after levels peaked in the riverland town of Renmark. Reporter Sophie Landau joins us now. Sophie, you've got pretty strong winds and rain today. What is that going to mean for this flood event? Residents on Tasmania's west coast are breathing a sigh of relief after fire crews managed to bring a raging bushfire under control. Our reporter Jessica Moran joins us now from Rosebery. Jess, what's been destroyed? And do we know exactly what caused the fire? Holidaymakers are being urged to take care in the water this festive period after multiple drownings across the nation over the past few days. Hugh Hogan has more from Coogee Beach in Sydney. Chinese people have rushed to book overseas travel after Beijing announced it would reopen its borders next month. Passport applications for Chinese citizens wishing to travel internationally will resume from January 8. It follows the government's decision to end 3 years of strict quarantine rules for arrivals not in the country. The easing of travel rules in China, the last part of the country's zero COVID policy, comes as the country battles a new wave of infections. Well, a worsening shortage of vets is leaving some communities without animal care services, while those left in the industry are struggling to meet increasing demand. Advocates are now calling on the federal government to offer more incentives to get young vets to regional areas. Bronwyn Orr is the president of the Australian Veterinary Association, and she joins me now from Canberra. Bronwyn, thanks so much for speaking to us over the Christmas break. We're seeing such a staff shortage across several sectors. What's the cause of that shortage in your sector?
Yeah, well, as you said, this is a shortage experienced by many professions.
When you mentioned natural attrition then, what's the reason for people departing the sector? Is it because of pressures? Is it because of pay? Is it because of the location where they're based?
Yeah, honestly, it's all those things. So we know that we get quite significant
Actually, with the workloads that you've just described, the pay, the environments that these people are working in, you would expect that would have some impact on their well-being.
Yeah, unfortunately, we do have an issue with our sector with mental wellness. And
in the US, newly elected New York Congressman George Santos has apologised after admitting he lied on his CV. He's also been accused of misrepresenting his heritage after telling the Republican Jewish coalition that he's Jewish when he's Catholic. Alan Reinecker doing a sensational job there, and the man who taught him everything he knows is Paul Kennedy. Paul, hello. Hey, Australia.
Hey, Lara. Yeah, thanks for that. I didn't think you knew that about me. That's okay.
Oh, it's a secret now that the world knows, so I'm just happy to share it.
It's out there.
Hey, Australia is hoping to shake off a rough start. It's going to be building on its lead against South Africa. This is on day 3 of the Boxing Day test. You're at the MCG. The pace of the play there seems to have really picked up this morning. And time for a look at the weather now. Here's Emma Rebelato. And just further to that, by this time of the year, we generally see more fire bans, particularly in New South Wales. New South Wales has, for the first time this summer season, a total fire ban. But this is only going to be limited to the Riverina area. That is for the north and south. So that is a total fire ban that has been in place for the Riverina region in New South Wales. Pandas in China's northwest have been enjoying the Arctic conditions hitting parts of the northern hemisphere. The group live at the Giant Panda Research Centre in Shaanxi, which is home to the world's only captive brown giant panda. Pandas have an increased appetite during winter, you know how they feel, with some consuming up to 50 kilograms of fodder a day. And that's ABC News for now. Also a reminder, you can keep up to date on all of the latest news across all of your devices. That is at news.abc.net.au and also on ABC iView. I'm Lara Hyams. Thanks for your company.